The Los Angeles Chargers went 12-5 on the season, but they will visit our 10-7 AFC South winning Jaguars. And the playoff butterflies strike early as Justin Herbert was intercepted by Darius Williams, taken all the way back to the house for the lead. At 7-3, Travis Etienne shows his talents on this wonderful 40-yard touchdown run to extend that lead to 11 points. Then, next Jags possession, Trevor Lawrence and Alex O'Neal were in sync, and Lawrence had a nice first down scramble to the 3-yard line before hitting Christian Kirk finally in the end zone for the score. Later in the first half, Herbert makes a brilliant throw to Mike Williams down to the 1-yard line, and then it's Austin Eckler doing the rest to cut the Jags' halftime lead to 8 points. In the second half, LA was pinned on a Jacksonville punt. Khalil Mack went to the locker room with an injury. Another great punt by the Jags was overcome with a nice Charger drive that ended with a turnover on downs, and later another punt inside the 20 led to the Jaguars winning the field position battle and fumbling in the red zone. Another LA failed fourth down deep in Jags territory adds insult to injury, literally. And to make matters worse, a red zone interception of Trevor Lawrence resulted in a long Chargers drive, capped off with this touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. But the tying 2-point conversion fails miserably, and the Jaguars get an upset win, proving sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. Travis Etienne led the way with 126 yards and a touchdown. Other games on Wild Card Weekend, in order of playtime, Eagles at Packers. The Packers get a 22-20 win behind Aaron Rodgers' 2 touchdowns. Bucks end up winning 38-21. Quarterback Akira Kawala, 5 TDs. What a rookie. Dolphins get a 27-24 win as they sneak away behind Alex Anzalone's 2 sacks. Falcons go to New Jersey and beat the Giants 28-13 behind Desmond Ritter's 3 touchdown passes. And in overtime, the Bengals get a road win against the Ravens behind Joe Burrow's 2 scores. In the divisional round, the Jaguars travel to Hard Rock Stadium for a date with the number 2 seed Miami Dolphins, and the tone was set early as a fumbled opening kickoff by Miami turned into an easy Trevor Lawrence to Evan Ingram score. Tua, who had a very good season for the Fins, was already behind the 8 ball, but this toss to Foster Moreau is taken all the way in for a tying touchdown. Late in the first, Tua checking down to Kareem Hunt, and he's picked off by Foye Oluokun, and he takes it to the crib to regain the Jaguar lead. After a Jacksonville field goal, Tua is smacked and fumbles, and it's Lorenzo Fatukasi with the recovery for the Jags. But Jacksonville stuffed on a 4th down rushing attempt by Drew Sample as acting fullback. And late in the half, the Jags get back in position and finish the drive that time with Travis Etienne. In the second half, Trevor Lawrence extends the play nicely to allow himself to hit Luke Farrell for another Jag touchdown. And Travis Etienne put the game far out of reach with this red zone touchdown run as the Jags smoke the Fins with a huge road upset 41-10 behind Travis Etienne's 189 and 2 touchdowns. Other scores, again in order, Bucks at the Packers, and the Pack get a 35-18 win behind Rashawn Gary's forced fumble and recovery. Bengals go into Arrowhead and get smoked by the Chiefs behind Pat Mahomes' 406 and 3 touchdowns. And Desmond Ridder continues it again for the Falcons, beating the number 1 seed Panthers on the road 28-25 behind Desmond Ridder's 3 touchdowns. After beating the Chargers and the Dolphins, the Jags were severe underdogs in Arrowhead against the top-seeded Chiefs. And Pat Mahomes, who threw 44 touchdowns this season, while T-Law threw 45 interceptions. However, down 3-0 early, and Mahomes is selling. Interception by Darius Williams is returned a la casa, and the Jags with an early 10-point lead. Later in the first, Mahomes throwing to his left, and he's picked again. Tyson Campbell returns it to the 21, and then this beautiful throw from Trevor Lawrence to Evan Ingram in the back of the end zone extends that Jaguar lead to 17. After the Jacksonville Jaguars tack on a field goal, the Chiefs offense finally comes alive, and Pat Mahomes ends a drive with a tutty pass to Juju Smith-Schuster. Then it goes right back to him late in the half for another Chiefs score to cut the Jaguar lead down to 6. However, Mahomes makes another error with 23 seconds to go in the half, with a pick by Gregory Jr. inside the Chiefs' 10. But instead of 6 for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence returns the favor with a pick to Trent McDuffie, who's a dog in Madden 23, by the way, as he takes it all the way back as time expires in the half to send the Chiefs in the locker room with a 1-point lead. Third quarter begins with the Jags taking back the lead on a Drew Sample fullback dive, followed by an Evan Ingram grab for the 2-point conversion. Pat Mahomes' first throw of the half sails on him, and it's intercepted by safety Terrell Burgess. Off the pick, backup running backs roll downfield, starting with this screen to Javian Hawkins all the way down to the 2-yard line, and the finish 2 plays later by Snoop Connor, with the Jags leading 14 points. Mahomes had a shot to get the Chiefs within 1 score, but he's intercepted by Darius Williams. He would later ice the game with yet another interception that he took to the house to cement a Jaguars upset at Arrowhead Stadium by a score of 45-21. With his 2-touchdown, 6-interception performance, Pat Mahomes ended with 10 picks in 2 games against this Jaguar defense this year. Darius Williams was the catalyst with 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. What a game. NFC title game was the Packers holding off the Cinderella Falcons 31-17 behind Aaron Rodgers' 3 touchdown strikes. The list of Pro Bowl players comes out, but since the Jaguars somehow made the Super Bowl, talk about Cinderella, no players from the squad will be playing in it. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow wins league MVP. Matt Rule is channel member Christian Horn's favorite coach of all time, so he should be glad to hear he's coach of the year over Jags coach FG. Travis Etienne wins offensive player of the year. Marcus Peters wins defensive player of the year for the AFC. What do you know? Not only does Mr. Horn get a Matt Rule coach of the year award, but his man Christoph Hornsworth III is offensive rookie of the year over Alex O'Neal in the AFC. Lots of subscribers here on the channel are listed in these rookie lists. Is your player there? Travis Etienne wins best running back. Marcus Peters wins best DB, with Darius Williams and Tyson Campbell in 2nd and 3rd place. Tyler Bass wins best kicker. After what seems to be a Cinderella run through the postseason, the Jaguars find themselves as the home team in the Super Bowl against none other than Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The Super Bowl in Las Vegas, Nevada was definitely one to remember. Rodgers struck first, moving methodically down the field and hitting O.J. the Juice Man Howard for an opening score. Trevor Lawrence came to play too as he connects with Christian Kirk from 40 yards out to tie the ball game up. Big play after big play. It's Aaron Rodgers deep down the right sideline to Allen the Lizard Lazard for a 56-yard touchdown strike. Next Jacksonville possession ends with a punt, but the return man is swarmed and he coughs it up. Chad Muma scoops it and scores, and it was knotted up all over again. First Rodgers throw, after that caught by O.J. Howard, and it's fumbled. Jags ball, and they would get a field goal for a lead. Second quarter now, 3rd and 5, and Rodgers hits Will Fuller down the left side all the way to the Jaguars' 10-yard line to set up another lead change on a touchdown pass to O.J. the Juice Man Howard yet again. Then after Jair Alexander makes a huge interception to stop a solid Jags drive, Rodgers puts the ball right on Will Fuller, who does the rest for a 2-score lead. Into the second half, an Aaron Rodgers interception leads to 3. We have a 2-point Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers throws another pick his next drive out, as Darius Williams is having a great postseason. Then it's a huge catch from Christian Kirk, giving Jacksonville the opportunity to take a lead, and after the quarter change, Drew Sample on the fullback dive. Jags lead by 5. Rodgers then leads the Packers with a strike in the back of the end zone to Tyler Johnson for yet another lead change. 3:05 to play, and T-Law launches one up, hauled in by the rookie speedster Alex O'Neal for a huge Jaguars touchdown. But we all know 2 minutes can be a lot for Aaron Rodgers as he finds OJ the Juice Man for 18. Juice Man Howard again for a 14-yard gain. Another 14-yard completion. And then Will Fuller from the 19 to the 4, making this Aaron Jones touchdown reception the leading score on a beautiful 2-minute drill Super Bowl drive. Jacksonville had just under a minute with 3 timeouts, but Trevor Lawrence is smothered for a 10-yard loss. And after this nice pass to Evan Ingram and getting out of bounds, leaving a 3rd and 4, Trevor Lawrence goes for a chunk of field left side. It's tipped up and it's intercepted by Eric Stokes. And to make matters worse, it is returned all the way back to the crib for a pick 6 with very little time remaining. And the Packers come away victorious by a score of 50-40 in the Super Bowl. What an exhilarating Super Bowl. One of the best of all time, if I do say so myself. And Aaron Rodgers will win his 2nd Lombardi Trophy. Aaron Rodgers finishes the game with 444 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Packers win their 5th Super Bowl, and Eric Stokes takes home the MVP somehow, despite Aaron Rodgers throwing 6 TDs. Marcus Peters wins the league's Defensive Player of the Year award. The season stats are disgusting for Trevor Lawrence at 22 touchdowns and 45 picks. Travis Etienne hard carried the offense with 1,903 yards and 17 scores. Evan Ingram was the leading receiver for the 2nd straight season, but only had 2 touchdowns, while Alex O'Neal took over as a rookie with 836 yards and 8 touchdowns. Jawan Taylor gave up 11 sacks, probably the one spot on the offensive line I'd really like to improve upon. Foye Oluokun had 159 tackles. Trayvon Walker had 14.5 sacks and started showing the potential we all know he has. Marcus Peters had 16 interceptions, while Darius Williams added 10. Just ridiculous. Tyler Bass missed just 1 field goal and 1 extra point, and Alex O'Neal was beast returning with 2 touchdowns on kickoffs, 2 touchdowns on punts, and over 2,000 total return yards. Now, we look ahead to the offseason. We're obviously not going to have a great pick in the first round, so getting impact players could be tough. Marcus Peters' contract is up. He's probably our biggest impact player who's an impending free agent. Starting safety Terrell Burgess isn't far behind there. If you'd like a chance to help with this offseason or get a player in the draft, make sure you head on in to the offseason stream tomorrow night right here on YouTube at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, just drop a name in the comments section here, and we'll try to get you in somewhere as a player. Thank you guys for all your support on the series, and a special shout out to franchise quarterbacks T-Clink24 and Christian Horn, and our only general manager, Matthew Hackett. Love you, FG fam. See you at the stream.